I want to talk to you guys a little bit about OnlyFans. Now, it is normally our policy to not acknowledge the April Foolsness of our April Fool's jokes. But unlike some of our previous April Fool's jokes, this one seems to have caused a significant amount of legitimate confusion in the community and even among our staff. So I feel like it would be not a terrible idea for us to go ahead and sort of talk through exactly how this came to be. The original intention was actually to upload a tour of our office because I know it's been under construction for over the last year, and we've posted about it in YouTube stories. We've posted a lot about it in behind the scenes floatplane exclusives and stuff like that, and we've had a ton of requests to do an office tour. And the idea was we were thinking of doing like a totally fake one, like renting another office for a day and like doing a tour of it with everyone like in there, and it's a completely different office and everyone's like, what is going on? Where are the sets? Like we thought that would be kind of a fun thing to do, but we couldn't get it together in time. And one of our backup ideas was, you know, LOL, we should do this. Like we should pretend we have an OnlyFans, and haha, wouldn't it be funny if we talked about like, you know, foot fetish, but it was computer feet, like kind of like a fun tech spin on, you know, a lot of really popular genres on OnlyFans and among adult performers and the audiences that enjoy that type of content. So we came up with this idea. Okay, we're gonna do like tech OnlyFans, and obviously as part of it, you know, we wanted the video to have a certain kind of OnlyFans announcement vibe. So we went and we looked at a couple prominent creators' OnlyFans announcement videos and got kind of a sense for what the community might expect from that sort of video. And we realized like there's no way that we could do this video and have all of the naughtiness, you know, be completely focused on tech. I mean, like Luke, if I did an OnlyFans announcement video and I was fully clothed, would that feel appropriate?
No, not quite. I don't think I've laughed that hard at a video in a while. That was amazing. I just wanted to throw my hat in there real quick. It was stunning and hilarious. But yeah, I think the couch thing sold it. Like
that was Andy's idea.
It would have still been funny without the couch thing, but the couch thing like really drove it home, I think.
Yo, it drove it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It really stiffened the competition.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's where the idea came from. But the thing is that you guys might not realize this, but Linus Media Group, Floatplane, and Creator Warehouse now have a total of over 50 employees. And so that includes me and Yvonne. So we're like just over 50. And what that means is that a project can go from conception to completion with, you know, 3/4 of those people or even more not having heard about it at all, having no idea what's coming. And so it's, so what happened was the video launched and I, you know, immediately got questions from people like, hey, is this real? Because part of our spin on April Fools this year was, you know, in the past, what we've done is we've tried to make it as straight-faced as possible. So this is the first time you will see me publicly acknowledge that the concrete cooled PC was not in fact real. We have people who, Luke, I kid you not, the comment section of that video is full of two kinds of people.
Truthers.
Okay? People that are like, okay, people that think it is way too stupid to be believable at all, and therefore a bad April Fool's joke, and people who think it is real.
Yeah.
Like you can tell the people who are like, this is so obviously fake that it's not even funny, and the people that are like, this is real. But, you know, I hate this video for some other reason, or like they have some critique of the video that is anything other than this is completely not real at all and it's ridiculous. So I think we posted this as a float plane exclusive, how we made it look like it was concrete in the loop while the computer was working. Because in the video we show like, look guys, there's no fake wires. This is actually running. And what we did was it was a combination of like flakes of, oh man, something like chalk or some kind of like marker or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. Milk. So the coolant was actually milk. And then we put paint in it. We put paint in the milk. And what we did was we put the milk in the fridge before we did the shot so that the performance, the legitimate performance out of hardware info or whatever IDA or whatever application we used was legitimately excellent. So the whole thing was real. And that's the other funny thing is there's a lot of people who think they figured it out and actually had no idea how we did it. Like just no clue whatsoever. But we're like supered into patting themselves on the back about like how sure they were about, you know, how we faked it or whatever. So that's how we faked it. And then one of the really clever things that we did was we shot the thing completely out of order. So that's why that's why we were able to go back to it later. And the loop is literally full of solid concrete, you know, obviously, because we shot the part with the milk before we shot. So we then cleaned the tubes. We cleaned all the milk out, cleaned the tubes so they were perfect. Then we shot filling them with concrete. But then in the edit, that went before. And then we left it for a day and came back and it was obviously solid because it was full of concrete, duh. Man, the amount of debate in the comments section over like whether a D5 pump is actually able to move the coolant that fast. What are you talking about? That's not, you know, you can't have the right answer to the wrong question. You know what I mean? So anyway, the point is what we wanted to do to make it kind of in our traditional style, completely straight-faced, right? Like not acknowledging it at all, was we wanted to take it one step more meta and make an April Fool's joke that effectively wasn't a joke at all, because there is a real OnlyFans account with real actual content on it if you check the link in the video description.
I didn't see a link in the description, though.
Okay, it didn't go up for the first hour or so because the person who posted the video forgot, even though that was like kind of the whole joke. It's in there now.
Oh, I even tweeted about it because I didn't. And then when people started tweeting me the link, I thought it was like some bogus fan made thing. I never actually realized until you posted the tweet about the profits, which I'm assuming we'll get into, that it was actually real. Like I thought that would, I thought someone just set that up as a joke.
No, not at all. So the OnlyFans account is real. We actually didn't get it verified until March 31st. Their verification process is arduous. Like I had,
it's better than Twitter's.
I had to send so much information and stuff. Like it was kind of crazy. I don't even know who these people are, but they know everything about me, these OnlyFans people. Anyway, the point is that was sort of like the next level April Fool's, is that it's a joke. Oh wait, holy crap, it's not even a joke, but that's the joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
very meta.
So anyway, yeah, so the idea was that it was real, but also that it was not real. So in my mind, it was always a joke that it's real, but it was never going to be real. And then midway through the day, someone walks into my office. It was either James or A Prime, because he was the one who edited it and uploaded all the content on OnlyFans. So they both have access to the account. And they were like, hey, so, you know, we've made like $6,000 already, right? And I was like, shut the front door. Are you kidding me right now? Because that was not the intent at all. Like, I didn't expect anyone to actually subscribe to it. If you subscribe to it, spoiler alert, guys, you're not supposed to. Spoiler alert, you get an automatic image that gets sent to you that just says why. like we were ready for it, you know? We were ready for it. We knew a couple people would, but we thought, you know, 2 or 3 people would do that. They would
One
post
person
it
would
on
test
Twitter.
it and then post the why online, and then no one else would do it.
Post it on the forum or whatever, and then people be like, oh, ha, 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 why? Yeah, indeed. Good question. Why? Because, everything in that video with, I'd say a couple of exceptions. I mean, Anthony ASMR Build Guide, okay, all right. I can see how there'd be an audience for that. But most of the stuff in the video I think is pretty clearly a parody of, otherwise popular actual content from that platform. So anyway, all of a sudden I'm sitting here going, well, I was very clear about what this was and what the objective is, but now I'm not really sure, because all of a sudden people are starting to request things. They're like, hey, can I have a picture of Linus's feet? I'll pay $25 or $50 or whatever. And, James is kind of sitting there managing it throughout the day, and he's like, well, I don't care. So he goes up to me, I'm on set, takes a picture of my feet, sends it to this person. And that's how this platform works. I had no familiarity with it. I've never used it before. So it sort of blows my mind, but it's like a just throwing money back and forth platform. So you send,
I don't know if it's back and forth.
Well, I mean, if you subscribe to people as well as being a creator, then you could throw it back and forth. But yeah, it's basically just like a DM platform. It's actually very unsophisticated in certain ways. But essentially, once someone subscribes to you, which already has a monthly fee, then they can message you. And pretty much, I can tell you guys, even though we only have a couple thousand people on it, the volume of messages that come through, if you don't put a tip on your message, I pretty much guarantee you that nobody will see it. It's not happening unless you're engaging.
Does it work so the $25 feet pic thing?
Yeah.
Is that like a bounty? So if you reply with a picture attached, the value goes through, or did he tip $25 and he's asking for a fee?
No, you're just okay. I'll get to that. So subscribing, which has a monthly fee, is just for the privilege of being able to send a message. And honestly, I can see why people are way more engaged in a lot of cases with much smaller creators on the platform. It's actually been really educational for me looking at how it works by becoming involved in it in this way, even if it was completely accidentally. Because a smaller creator, you're not going to have to tip $100 just to have a 1 in 1,000 chance that they might look at it. There actually is a degree of personal interaction that can go on there.
But not with the OnlyFans 1%ers like you.
Yeah, no, we're too my inbox, man, it's just
too highbrow.
It's overflowing. Yeah. It's overflowing. So the way it works is you can send a message, and if you tip in your message, then you basically have some hope of it being looked at. And then the way that it works is you can request things. So you can say, hey, I want a picture of your nose. Ideally, I'll be able to see up your nostril or something like that. And that sounds very hypothetical. That message 100% arrived yesterday. James came into my office, took that picture, and I was like, excuse me, and then left. And that was apparently sent to the person. So I have no idea what they're doing with that image, but I'm sure that it's unsavory. So at that point, you can say, okay, I want this. And then you message them back. And I think James was mostly memeing. People would ask for the most basic small things, and he'd be like, yeah, that'll be $69.42. Just because we thought everyone was joking. We thought we were joking, and we thought everyone was joking, but then all of a sudden it was our biggest source of revenue yesterday. By the end of the day, we had reached, so I don't remember exactly what it was last night, but today we're sitting at $15,367. Obviously it's cooled off a fair bit now that the video's been up for a while, and we don't have someone dedicated to sitting there replying to people.
Do you have a breakdown, and are you willing to share the breakdown?
Yeah.
Of so subscriptions versus messages versus, I guess the fulfilled request thing is just
maybe. Let me see if I can figure that out. I haven't spent a ton of time in the dashboard, and they don't even have an app, which I think you and I probably both have a pretty good idea of why. Because if they were giving away 30% of their revenue, how could they give a reasonable amount to creators? So the split is 80-20 between the creator and OnlyFans, the platform. So it's all done through just the mobile browser, but the experience is frankly not great. Anyway, the point is you actually can negotiate. So you go back and forth on like what the rate's going to be and what you're going to send. And they send the money basically up front, hoping that you will come through. And I guess you can probably, I don't know, maybe you can like rate creators. I guess having a good reputation is probably good in like some way on whatever communities sort of keep track of this stuff. And you got your picture or your little video or your shout out. Some people just asked for shout out. Someone asked me to call them a naughty gamer. And I was like, okay, sure. And then it can also go the other way. So as a creator, you can create some photo set. Like, you know, here's me with CPUs taped to my nipples, but it's blurred.
Xbox Gold controller censored photo set.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's $25 to unlock. And here it is. And you just kind of blast that out to all of your followers, and some of them will unlock it. And apparently that's a way to just make monstrous, like utterly monstrous amounts of money.
That would be paid followers too, right? That's paying subscribers, correct? So you're advertising to paying subscribers.
That's right.
Interesting.
You have to pay in order to be advertised to, which is just like, it's just utterly mind-blowing to me. Like, I'm coming from the YouTube space where it's like you're fighting with your audience tooth and nail over whether you should be allowed to monetize. And honestly, our community is pretty good. I'm talking about the YouTube audience as a whole. You guys have largely been incredibly supportive of everything that we've needed to do in order to grow our company, grow our team, pay our employees a fair wage, so that they can, you know, have cool tech for their own lives, you know, not just have to stare at it at work. And
Jane just brought up a good point. Paid to be advertised to, similar to TV.
Yeah, I know, right?
There's subscription and there's ads.
OnlyFans, it's the new cable. Yeah. But probably more successful by the time another few years has ticked by. So I'm looking at my statements and I don't actually see a way to break that down. I just see like my primary balance, payout requests, earning statistics. Okay, here we go. So subscriptions is 14,677. Tips is 758. And then we've got $20 from messages. And the gross revenue is $19,319, and the net is $15,455. So that puts us, apparently, according to the dashboard, in the top 0.93% of creators on OnlyFans, which is really cool. And it was really fun and educational for me to sort of go in and make this video and sort of learn about this platform and this whole community that I just honestly had no idea existed. But the truth of the matter is, guys, this is not going to be a significant play for us going forward. I think that we'll leave it up for a little bit longer. I think maybe we'll shut it down on Monday or something like that. So if you were hoping to get yourself some of the gamer cooling loop water, which by the way is unironically a thing that you actually can get if you are one of, I think we have like 16 left of them or something stupid like that. So it's a little collectible thing.
You know how you said you can release sets?
Yes.
Like picture sets?
Yeah.
Can you release videos on there?
I believe you can do video. Yeah, because I recorded videos and sent them to people. Actually, Madison did it for me. So she recorded the video for me and then sent it because I'm a big deal.
You guys should do just a little experiment and do one actual Anthony ASMR build.
So, okay. The thing is, Anthony is a very, very busy gentleman. And he has, like today, he was shooting a normal build that didn't actually get done for this week and we're kind of behind and stuff. So it's like tough, you know? It's a cool idea. I don't know what to do with it. Like, it's the kind of thing where the way that our non-compete works is we don't allow people to do certain things on their own personal channels and handles, because the idea is that you're not supposed to be just using Linus Media Group as a means to promote your own personal like tech channel or whatever. But I think if Anthony were to come to me and say, hey, Linus, I'm really passionate about this idea, I'd actually love to do, an ASMR, guide of some sort. I think that's the kind of thing that we have in the past. I mean, Taryn has done, for example, a keyboard review on his personal channel before. And I basically went like, look, Taryn, yeah, there's no way that the LTT channel is ever going to do a review of that keyboard. So, you know, go ahead, do your thing. I just ask that people kind of work with me on it. And don't expect that the answer is going to be yes when it's content that directly conflicts with the type of content that we all create at work, using work equipment and work time and all those things. Like it's always complicated. Like in my perfect world, we'd all just be like, you know, bros and sisses, and it would all be like sweet, and everything would be chill, and we'd have no rules. But I think as we've seen over the years, Luke, we went from, you know, our basically only rule being you actually do need to wear pants to work to,
That was tough.
you know, now we've
That
got
was a
all
difficult rule.
these complicated procedures for like how you request vacation time and blah, 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 blah. It's got like 50 plus people you can't have.
I was going to say, it just happens because you have to streamline things once you get to a certain amount of people. Like you can't keep playing fast and loose, because then things just get messy and hard to control. Hard to guide the shit forward.
So Anthony actually is apparently watching WAN Show right now. He messaged me and said, if we're killing the OnlyFans, can we at least leave it up for the whole month? There have been examples of people coming in, doing a meme thing, then pulling out, and OnlyFans clamping down on what their own creators are able to do. This would cause a lot of trouble for vulnerable people. So I'll have to talk to Anthony about that on, I guess it's, we have Monday off. So I'll have to talk to him about that on Tuesday, but I have a very, very difficult time imagining how our sort of meme channel could have that kind of an impact.
I think I might get it.
Sure. Okay. Hit me.
I suspect because the monthly subscription, the agreement is not being fulfilled. They're subscribing for a month, and if you only give it to them for a few days, that's like potentially problematic. I'm assuming that's it. I don't know.
So what does that have to do with what OnlyFans allows other creators to do?
Well, if that's something that OnlyFans is trying to... Yep. Nope, I have no idea. I was going to say, if that's something that OnlyFans is clamping down on, but then other creators just shouldn't do it either. So I don't know. I'm not really sure. Maybe there's like some payout restrictions or something that they're putting in place, and that's hurting people, and they're trying to have people not do things like that. I'm not sure. Anyways, I don't know enough about it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to kind of figure out. What that'll look like. Guys, with that said, bear in mind this is very, very unlikely to be a long-term thing, because we have our own like exclusive platform. It's called Floatplane. If we wanted to do exclusive videos or photo sets or whatever it ended up being, it would be on Floatplane, not on OnlyFans.
On Floatplane, we have a picture uploading option.
Well, what we don't have on Floatplane is the ability to tip, Luke. So
true.
We also don't have DMs on Floatplane.
True.
I know I've also had the Floatplane team extremely busy with Verified Actual Gaming Program. So you know what? Okay, I get it, why we don't have this stuff. So, all right, we'll have to talk to people internally, but please don't subscribe on OnlyFans, guys, because the long-term plan is not for us to become like, a not safe for work creator or whatever the case may be. We've had some people even reach out and say that they felt like it was insensitive for us to create a video like that. And that's something that I'm not 100% sure how to respond to. I mean, for me, the butt of the joke, the April Fool, was really supposed to be me. Like, in my mind, you probably shouldn't be subscribing to an OnlyFans of me. And, guys, don't feel the need to kind of, boost up my ego or whatever. Be like, no, Linus, you're beautiful. It really isn't the point. If I was going to follow someone on OnlyFans, it sure as heck wouldn't be me. So this is just a market that I clearly don't understand whatsoever. So my intent was that the butt of the joke is me. And then the other butt of the joke, I guess, is anyone who legitimately is that into computer hardware that they need to see it, dripping in massage oil or whatever the case may be. That's the joke.
Jokes aren't generally supposed to be belittling the thing that they're that they're creating, it's supposed to be something very uncharacteristic of the group. That's generally it. I got a message saying
Yeah.
that it's apparently due to excessive chargebacks that happen
Sure.
when people leave early, and then excessive chargebacks being a thing on the platform at all have often led to increased limitations of how creators can accept money, how much they can accept at a time, stuff like that, even if they're not
Sure.
leaving the platform early.
Okay. And then the other thing that we've received critique for is, so we've received critique for stigmatizing sex work because we made an April Fool's video about it. But then we've received about an equal amount of criticism saying that we are normalizing sex work by making this video and drawing attention to this platform and this community. So as far as I can tell, I have equally off both sides of this, so
Nice.
maybe we can call it a net neutral.
Did they cancel each other out?
That's the hope. That's the best that I can hope for at this point.
Nice.
But it's one of those things where we decided to take a risk. We did something that we thought was kind of edgy and funny, and when you do something kind of edgy, you know what, you're probably going to make a couple of mistakes. But I honestly watched the video myself. I hadn't seen any of the content that they made. So all I was there for was shooting the A-roll, with the big pink toy and all that kind of stuff.
The grunt yeah. That was pretty good. I was up really early when I watched that, and I think I woke some people up.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, that's the only part I was there for. So when I saw some of the other stuff, like James wearing that freaking gun vest or whatever it was he was doing,
I don't even know what that was. Yeah, I couldn't really tell.
Man,
so funny,
I mean, okay. Bird J says, not gonna lie, I subscribed because I wanted to see more of James shirtless. But the thing is, guys, you got to understand, OnlyFans is, from my limited experience with it, is intended to be a platform for individuals. If you wanted James on OnlyFans, you're gonna need to tell him that. And he's going to have to create an OnlyFans, and you're going to have to go subscribe to that. It's not intended for a group. Like when you send a tip to the Linus Tech Tips one, you're effectively you're splitting it 50 ways. Like we put all that money in a big bucket, and then we divvy it up according to the boring corporate budgeting meetings and stuff that we do, because Linus Media Group Incorporated is an incorporated company. We're a corporation. So we're definitely going to find stuff to do with that money. But, guys, the point of it is not that you are able to subscribe to an individual person. We've actually opened up the option for Linus Media Group employees to start their own flow planes, for example, though. So that's the kind of thing that I could see being a constructive way to contribute, and a constructive way for individuals like, an Anthony or Riley or James or, whoever else to engage with the community through Floatplane. I don't know, what is our policy on not safe for work content, Luke?
If there's private parts, it has to be artistic.
Right. That's right.
An ASMR build guide would be more than okay. That wouldn't even remotely be a problem.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
The main way that people get around that, which I am of the strong opinion, is why there was a massive increase in this type of content since Patreon became a thing, is cosplay.
Right. Yeah.
Because cosplay is very easy to point at and be like, nope, art.
Yeah, I made this costume, and I didn't make much of it, but that's okay.
It's hard to argue against. So I think that's where a lot of cosplay people came from, and body paint people and other things like that, is that it fits under that art umbrella. And the reason why the art thing is there, just in case anyone's interested, is a lot of mainline payment processors have that as a requirement. Yep. So if you want to work with that, it's not really the platform that's necessarily deciding this thing. It's the payment processors. So, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.